The knockout stages continue at the soccer tournament from Wake Med Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina, where the field was down to 32 this morning, and it keeps dropping as they're chasing the $1 million prize at TST. Next up, Boca Dallas and Reggae Rovers squaring off. Two free-scoring teams catching the eye through the group stages and bidding for a last 16 spot. Tony Husband and Michael Lahoud, glad to be back with you on this broadcast for an eagerly anticipated game. And here are today's players to watch, presented by Soccer.com.
For Boca Dallas, that's right. You're seeing Marco Fabian, Liga MX champion from the past. El3 won the Olympics in 2012, had the game-winning assist in that gold medal match. He is the conductor, the architect, and the artist for Boca Dallas. But on the other side, for Reggae Rovers, they have an experienced veteran of their own in O'Neal Fisher. Fisher won MLS Cup in 2016 with the Seattle Sounders. I watched him last year in this competition. He is the general, and he's the heart and soul of his team.
And two teams with grand designs. And away we go in this round of 32 action. The sun's popped behind the clouds, but the day is warming up. And Boca Dallas playing in the blue, the white of the Reggae Rovers. Both these sides, as I mentioned, have scored goals along the way in their qualification. Both 2-1 in their group stage, so that they both experienced defeat along the way, but their opposition was strong in those narrow losses. The Reggae boys, Giovanni Willis driving forward early. Look out for Kadeem Corbin. He's got a couple of goals already in the tournament. He's got a runner in the middle arriving as well in Ricardo Thomas. The goals well spread around this group. As out it goes.
It's a very different setup from what we saw last year. Last year, it was about getting goals from maybe three players and then everyone knowing their roles, defending. This year,
good run to the near post, and we got a goal early. Dwayne Muketti, a well-timed arrival in the box, a deft touch of a finish, and it's in, and the Reggae Rovers are off and away.
And it's a well-timed introduction to what I was just about to say. This year, it's about getting late runners into the box. And Muketti times his run, gets a bit of luck with a deflection, but I think that was going to be destined to go into the back of the net. And good early start from the Rovers, because their body language is showing that they want to be pressing, they want to be the aggressors, and they get a well-deserved and well-taken goal.
Laying down the marker, the Reggae Rovers, who stormed through the early rounds of this competition last year, scoring 24 goals along the way. They have to defend a shot from distance from Escalante there, and it's a comfortable one for the keeper. They actually beat Concaifa last year in this competition, the Reggae Rovers. They've got some pedigree, and here they are again, closing in on the 6-yard box and winning another corner. And this is a very bright start, Michael, from the team in white.
And this is a team that they have a point to prove, and they're doing it for the pride of the Caribbean. It's not just Jamaica, it's representation that matters, and almost a good chance. Talking with Pat McAfee yesterday, Pat McAfee said Concaifa felt good about themselves. They felt like they could roll towards the $1 million check until they met Reggae Rovers. Reggae Rovers, it's a big reason why. Because of that defeat, Pat McAfee went and got the players he got to re-up and strengthen his team. This is a side that's young, athletic, and they play with a sense of swagger and purpose.
Finished second in their group behind Pumas de Alabama. Here is the great veteran, Fabian. Looks like he's running things from the engine room, right in the anchor position. Cutting inside, Rios. Room out on the left-hand side. First concerted attack, really, this from Boca Dallas. They've got some pedigree as well in this competition. They're effectively born out of the seeds of the champions last year, La Bombonera. And here's Fabian. Touch evades him for a moment, and it's Rochefort who comes across to make the challenge. Out it goes. It'll be a goal kick.
It's good pressure from the Rovers. You have to recognize who the most important player from the opposition is, and you said something that I really, really respect and think it's honest. If you see the coaching staff on the sideline for the Rovers, is when you see Marco Fabian, he is the conductor. Everything is on his foot. He pulls the strings, and he's going to drift in wide spaces. So for the Rovers, getting pressure and closing down the yards of space as Fabian continues to take touches is so important.
Theodore Whitmore is the coach of the Rovers, one of the most famous names in Jamaican soccer, long-time national team coach, and also a World Cup goal scorer for the Reggae boys in the 1998 competition in France. Scored 2 in a famous victory over Japan, and then a long spell coaching the team as well. So they've got the experience on the sideline, a man who knows when to make the right change.
How brilliant was that 98 World Cup?
Oh, you're taking me back now, my friend.
One of my favorite matches, the Nigeria match, I think Nigeria-Denmark.
Yep.
A lot of the stars and the young heroes of the 96 Olympics on display.
I can remember watching the very first game of the tournament as we see Boca with a chance, and it's wide of the target. Good save coming out low to his right, and a good opportunity for Boca to equalize there.
That's Amal Knight with another massive save. He's a tall goalkeeper. He's got good frame, but keep an eye on his footwork. As a goalkeeper, it's all about keeping your feet moving. In 2 steps, he's able to get across the frame of the goal, and at that near post sticks out the lanky and long right leg.
Knight, a Jamaican international. Here is Guzman. And a chance to shoot. It's blocked by Fisher. Nice step up from Castaneda, and he flashes the shot wide. He took it and decided ultimately the shot would be driven wide. It looked like Guzman in the end who hit the final ball.
So many subs coming in and out now. The weather's gotten a lot hotter from what we saw yesterday, where it was raining cats and dogs, and Castaneda trying to toe punch it, much as we see a lot of indoor players do. And a player who knows a thing or two about toe punches might be joining us. No, Tony?
Yeah, we're delighted. We've got an extra guest with you in the booth here, standing between us, and standing tall, I must say, as well. Borussia Dortmund's legend, Felipe Santana. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been playing in this tournament as well. A great part of the kind of early years of that special generation that Borussia Dortmund had under Jurgen Klopp, and played a big part in some of the big moments some 12 years ago, playing alongside some of the household names that we know so well in the game, like Robert Lewandowski. And Felipe, nice to have you in the booth. What are you making of TST so far as we watch this one between Boca and Reggae?
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here first. Also with my friend, my mate, Mike. So these 30 years is better and difficult than the others. We have many clubs with quality, and we also have a very big team, but unfortunately we don't go to the next round, but it's good. It's nice to be here. It's every time a pleasure.
We're into knockout soccer now. You know a bit about scoring big goals to progress in knockout competitions. What's the player's mentality when you come out of the group and now this is all or nothing games?
Yeah, like I told with guys yesterday, since today is another tournament, is another mentality, is another type of game. Every team has quality, and all what you can take is score, is goal. You need to make, but go to the target score with minimum difference possible. Right. As possible.
Yeah. The target score time, it is incredible, isn't it? And the drama that can produce. Fine save here by Amal Knight that we can see on the left-hand side of the screen, keeping this 1-0 Reggae lead intact. What do you make of these early minutes and what you're seeing here as we get a free kick for Reggae Rovers? Who's impressing you so far?
Oh, many players. The number 10 from Reggae Rovers is very good at game. Is very good a player. The number 10, I saw a little bit about him. His left foot is a little bit small, but it's too much quality. From the team from Boca Dallas, until now they have more ball position than Reggae Rovers, but they take the goal. Look, this is the game.
It's good football down the right.
This is the game. It's like you can have the ball, but if you don't take, it's a trouble.
Yeah, Felipe, you're an ambassador for Borussia Dortmund, and having been in the camp with you, second year sharing a locker room with you,
yes.
One of the things that has impressed me most is the fact that the club is making such an imprint here in North America, whether it be TST, and this summer now, the FIFA Club World Cup. As someone who's played at the highest level, what are your excitements coming this summer for a club like Borussia Dortmund to be in North America for the Club World Cup and, of course, TST?
Oh, really to say, Mike, I'm very happy to see teams, for example, from South America, Brazil, Flamengo, Boca Juniors, many good clubs play against big monsters from Europe. Would be a nice championship and a nice tournament. I am very excited to see those games. For example, we have Flamengo. Flamengo in the moment is our best team with Palmeiras together, and they have a very hard games against Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund also.
Yeah.
That's why
it's a tough group, actually.
Yes, very tough. Very tough. We have Chelsea. We have many good clubs. Boca Juniors also. Will be nice to see.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hopefully Borussia Dortmund can make a run. Coming off of
we also
qualifying for the Champions League is always a big deal, especially given the financial implications throughout the world, and we have big financial implications here at TST.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to take the $1 million home. Next year, maybe.
For sure.
Next year.
For sure.
Get the pen, write the name on.
For next year, we want to go to the next round.
Yes.
Because this is a confidence tournament.
Yeah.
Every game is a different game. You win. If you win, you take the confidence. You take the confidence in the last game. Is last game is the team with more legs than all.
Well, it's good to hear a statement of intent for the future as Rochefort can square it. Oh, it's a brilliant defending tackle. Whether he got all the ball, who knows? But we'll credit Fabian with the challenge because it's denied Reggae a second.
Who says Marco Fabian doesn't put in the work? And this is a tackle Felipe Santana you'd be happy with, no?
I would say this. I don't know the difference between slide tackle and tackle here. This is it's hard for us because as professional player, for us is tackle is tackle.
Yeah.
We don't have slide tackle or tackle. It's tackle is tackle.
Yeah, there was a hint of a slide in there, you have to say, from Fabian. But he's got away with it. And actually, it was a goal-saving challenge.
Yes.
Whether it was a clean one or not. But here they are at the other end trying to have a go on goal. Same player, World Cup player, an Olympic gold medalist, of course, as well, with the Mexicans in 2012 in London.
Every team has player with experience. Olympic gold player, MLS winner.
Yeah,
it's hard. Nani's team is also too much stars inside.
Lopez forward. Boca looking for an equalizer. This is Puentes, who has 3 goals in 3 games for Boca, and he wins a corner.
And Tony, this is something that I know Felipe, you'll be happy to see. And Felipe is actually in the process of becoming a coach himself with Borussia Dortmund. Hope about airing out breaking news from Fabrizio Romano and company. But the double team, when you have the players on the sideline, that was something that you were stressing throughout our matches, Felipe.
No, about our matches, like we spoke, is for the big club is a little bit hard because many times the referee, they run hard against us. Yes, I know it's different for us, but it's nice to be outside of the pitch. It's also nice, but I need to learn a little bit. That's why he was my university
debut
on the way to the commentator. He is easy. He's easy and better.
Well, if we can commentate on what's coming up here, we've got a free kick on the edge of the box. You saw that tussle from the corner. Escalante was the man who went down. And so now Boca from, well, about 12 yards, isn't it? 13 yards, have got a chance. And they're going to stand over this and look at all those Reggae players back. With no offsides, of course, as well. to worry about in this competition. Blasted over.
Whoa. Super shot.
Got hold of it.
Fabian, he has that in his locker, and as you saw on that far post, there were two players trying to set a screen to make an angle so Fabian can have it more predictable, but just inches over the bar.
Wu chasing over on that far side. He's got support from Ricardo Thomas. So the bright start from Reggae Rovers. Just seen them yield some pressure from Boca.
It's a very good team for Boca. Very, very good. Very impressive.
Got a women's team in the competition as well here at TST this year. Guzman coming inside and onto his left foot.
Just in the build-up, when Boca get the ball, there's always two players in the box. They play with the front two, and so as a defender, and you mentioned this to me in our first game, it's always putting yourself in a position where you're back into your own six and you can still have your body in an angle to see runners at all time, because if not, your back shoulder, you're going to be naked and exposed.
And you don't have offsides in this game.
Yeah.
Guzman in possession. Across it comes to Rios. And he skips past his man. He's got a lot of players to get past, and a very broad-chested clearance there. I think it was Martin. But still the blue shirts coming forward in a wave. Another good strike. That time that's Ramon Howe. But now the break's on at the other end. Reggae could be in. It's a heavy touch, which takes Ricardo Thomas wide, and then he puts the shot wide with a man arriving at the back post as well. Oh, they were so close to a second. It was Marlon Martin who just couldn't make the connection.
Martin, he is built and born to get in behind on the counter. I love how he stopped the ball because the angle was working against him. But that back post.
Free kick right on the edge of the box, it looks like. Well, we'll watch this free kick and we'll keep you here for that, Felipe, and then we'll thank you for sparing your time with us and joining us in the booth in this game. Great to hear from you. It's been great to hear all about Borussia Dortmund and both the competition here in Kerry and the upcoming Club World Cup as well. And it'd be great to see the first team in action in the United States this year for fans all around the world. Here's the free kick. It's blocked away, taken by Brian Macias. So Felipe, thank you. We're doing a selfie in the booth here, just while we get a chance, as the ball goes back in play. The legend himself. And there's a chance, it's just come wide, screwed wide by Valenzuela. Felipe, thank you so much for joining us in the booth.
Also for the invitation.
Pleasure to have you with us.
Obrigado, pai. Obrigado.
Felipe Santana joining us, everybody, here on ESPN and at TST, as that is fired over by Rochefort, former Portland Timbers youth player, who comes from a family of soccer players, not too far away there.
It's amazing how the footballing landscape has changed in Major League Soccer, and especially in the United States, where opportunities from players from the islands of the Caribbean through MLS Next Pro, through the USL Championship, that is where players like that can come and develop and hopefully get first-team opportunities now.
Good step by Daryl Garcia. Now, he is quick. Danced along the touchline before being robbed of possession. So the other way now, Rios, blocked by the retreating white shirts of Reggae Rovers. They've got the 1-0 lead in this round of 32 clash at TST on a sunny Friday here in North Carolina. And look at the break on again for the team in white. They just can't quite pick the pass out because once more Daryl Garcia was away and in behind them. As we've mentioned, you don't have to worry about offside. Castaneda. And a curling effort that goes over the top.
This is where, after you get the goal, managing these moments are so difficult. Without the ball, are you willing to suffer on a hot day? Everyone's watching. And possession at times for a team that likes to possess, like Boca, Dallas, you can have all the ball you want, but it's making sure you finish the play. Always make sure, at worst, the ball goes out for a goal kick. You don't want to hit a shot at the goalkeeper or have a shot blocked, and now you're exposed and you're expansive and vulnerable on the counter.
The sun's beaming down, and we got an idea there. The real field down at 94 degrees now. It is starting to cook. Contrast for these teams from yesterday, where particularly Reggae played in biblical levels of rain.
The rain was coming down so much, the temperature had dropped so much, I was thinking about coming out of retirement. I could play in those conditions any day of the week. But this,
Yeah, this is taxing. Another save for Knight. And a slight foul up there with his roll out from goal, so he's put it out. Remember, we don't have throw-ins. It's a kick in or a free kick that restarts play in TST. And we've seen some great efforts go just over the bar so far, because a lot of these players who play 11 aside, those would have been nestling right up in the corner of the net, but the goal frame 6.5 feet by 18.5 feet in this competition. So you've got to be accurate,
and you got to be creative as well. The best teams, and I think Nani FC is one of the best teams at target score time, and more on that later.
Yeah, this is Fisher. Laid up for him to potentially try and get the cross in, but he's boxed in the corner by a sandwich of blue shirts. And with that, the referee, Drew Klemp, blows for half-time, and Reggae Rovers will take a 1-goal lead into the second half. Men's knockout round of 32. Highly competitive. Boca, Dallas and Reggae Rovers. Half-time stats coming up in a moment.
The soccer tournament is presented by RBC Wealth Management, the official wealth management partner of TST.
Welcome back to the men's knockout round of 32 halftime. Boca Dallas 0, Reggae Rovers 1. And Wake Med Soccer Park is being treated to an absolutely glorious day of soccer across the men's and women's competition. Here's today's first half stats Brought to you by RBC Wealth Management, and that tells a little bit of a tale, doesn't it, Michael?
Yeah, but it's all about being effective and efficient when you get your opportunities. And I'd argue that Reggae Rovers, they've had two of the best opportunities in this game, defending quite a bit. For the Boca Dallas side, their best opportunities have come from dead ball situations. Marco Fabian, he had that strike that just blazed over the goal. They need to get him going a bit more. Being marked out of the game when it gets to the sideline, get him going, and you'll get another goal or maybe two to make things in your favor.
It's Reggae who have their noses in front on a warm day in Kerry. There's no going back from here. Winner goes through to the round of 16. Boca Dallas 0, Reggae Rovers 1. Second half next.
Today's broadcast is presented by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of TST.
Knockout stages of TST. Boca a goal down against Reggae Rovers as we go into the second half. Lots of refreshment on site at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina. And you'll need the ice cream on what's a baking hot day. Be quick with it as well. And what a night of action we've got coming up later on ESPNU. Triple header, Sneaky Fox 97 and Liga Foot 7 kick it all off for us at 4:30 Eastern, followed through with another game from the men's competition featuring Pat McAfee's Concaifa, and then we're over to the women's side of the competition. They're also going for the $1 million prize. US women's national team will be in action for you from 6:30 Eastern tonight. It's all to come on ESPNU. More games than ever on the ESPN family of networks for you from TST this year. Here's a chance early in the second half, and Reggae double the advantage. It's a bit of a gift. O'Neill Fisher is not complaining. It's 2-0 to the Rovers.
This is what experience can give you and gift you when it comes to the soccer tournament. And O'Neill Fisher, a pressing machine. I love the fact that they go and double team. I said that in the first half, that they were doing such an excellent job in their own defensive end. But now setting the tone on a hot summer's day to get out and get this second goal. It's vital, and it shows their aggressive mentality. They mean business, Tony.
Second-minute goal in the first half, first-minute goal in the second half. And exactly like you say, what a way to lay down the marker and to put the other team, the team in blue, Boca Dallas, under a significant bit of pressure. Boca Dallas with so much history that connects them to last year's champions, the Bombonera. And I should just mention at this point, Michael, as well, that the winners of this one will play the winners of the La Bombonera and 6-1-0 game, which is getting underway any minute now. And the round of 16 match will be at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Indeed, they're 3 minutes in, as you can see on the right of the screen there, 0-0 in that one. The defending champions, the Bombonera. The general manager, indeed, of Boca Dallas this year, Oscar Perez, was part of the Bombonera last year.
If I'm Oscar Perez, I'm using that as bait and using that as fuel to get my team awake, because it's been a slow start from them. Another poor giveaway.
And there's a chance for another one. Oh, they put it over the top. I think that was a good opportunity on that far side. They want the corner, don't they? I think they're suggesting there was a touch from the goalkeeper. It was...
And this is Jean-Paul Rochefort that just blazes that over the bar, leaning back a bit too much. Full credit to Che Benny, who was outstanding in their campaign last year to make the unselfish extra pass in the box. But Rochefort looked like he was a bit too surprised when the ball came in.
Benny, one of the members of a select group, a hat-trick goal scorer in TST. Rochefort putting that one over, despite his claims that there was possibly a touch. Kadeem Corbin out there as well, up top at the moment for the Reggae Rovers. Finished second behind Pumas de Alabama in their group. Let's watch Castaneda crossing it deep, and in goes the header from Fisher, and at some cost, and the referee gives a free kick. Reminder of how things have gone for the Reggae Rovers so far. They beat Dark Horse 5-1, then they lost 4-3 to Pumas de Alabama, a really good game, and a rousing victory 6-0 over Sayward, which secured their qualification for this round of 32, and hopefully for them beyond. Boca have only been bettered so far by Newtown Pride in their group.
How good has Newtown Pride looked? I mean,
well, they keep coming up as everyone's saying, oh, beaten by Newtown Pride. It's becoming a phrase, isn't it? Here's a corner.
Yeah, they have some players that played for this Reggae Rovers squad. Demario Phillips, who is incredible to watch last year. Oh.
Near post, and those can go anywhere. Fisher, oh my goodness, how calm was that as he just knocked it away with a blue shirt bearing down on him of Pedro Castaneda.
This ball gets lashed across the face of the goal. Look at O'Neal Fisher. He takes a glance over his shoulder, Tony. That's why he can be calm, cool, and collected. If he didn't take that glance, then he's in big, big trouble.
I think it was a glance, and I think he used the eyes in the back of his head as well there. Very, very calm. Castaneda battling over on that far side, and he can't keep it in play. And Boca scored 10 goals in qualifying, and Reggae got 14. So just the two so far between two free-spirited and very attacking and fluent sides in this 7v7 format of the game.
Well, the player for Boca that was at the heart of so many goals, Hugo Puentes. We haven't called his name much.
Not mentioned much
at all this game.
Lopez!
Oof.
Well, he managed to get the dip on it, but not the direction. Well, there's a little touch taking it out for a corner.
Much better from Lopez, dropping into the pocket of space on this far right side of your screen. And when defenders are backing off of you, that's an invitation to have a go at goal. So I like the confidence. I like the urgency. They need a bit more urgency all across the field.
Bombonera have gone a goal up on the 6-1-0 in the first half. We have a Reggae Rovers 2-0 lead and a slight delay for an injury here. Now, visit soccer.com, the official store of the soccer tournament. Boca getting it back in play. Cesar Correa is on the field for them, and at the moment taking up a position at the back. Lopez, a member of La Bombonera last year, coming in from the touchline. Reminder of some of the other games going on right now across men's and women's competition. Theodore Whitmore, the legendary coach of Reggae Rovers, no doubt content with what he's seeing so far, but of course we have target score time to come. You can take a lead into that, doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the game. Wins already today for a quick goal. Free kick the other way against Reggae here. They beat Plymouth 4-1. Bumpy pitch, knocking out Villarreal, who'd looked pretty good. And Selección Potrero just before us, knocking out #United as well.
The theme I noticed, Tony, in the winning side so far as we get day 3 going is it's not how you start. It's really the sides that come out with conviction, and this may be a bit of an elbow of conviction there from Boca, and it's always going to be called. Yes, it's frustrating as someone who's on the ball. You feel a bit of pressure, but you have to keep your wits about you, and maybe a little bit loss of discipline and some red mist in the eyes.
Yeah, Ricardo Thomas, I think, was the man who took the full impact of that. Now Valenzuela, 3 goals for him so far. Well laid off. This is a good attack down the left-hand side. Correa's cross blocked out for a corner.
It's one of the first times we've seen someone go vertical and go long for Boca. Valenzuela doing well to stay away from the press. And most players from Boca, they want the ball to feet, but
Valenzuela on the turn. The ricochet, and then the shot. It rather fell in front of Jaime Romero and bounced into the arms of the keeper.
Romero want that one back, and
nearly Corbin away at the other end.
But Romero ghosting in as a third-man runner, but he couldn't sort his feet out enough. He goes for his stronger left foot, but just that little shuffle of the feet before it loses balance.
Lopez. They worked it nicely to the right, and Fabian wins the corner. They're racking up these corners, aren't they, in this game?
Yeah.
Boca. Taken quickly, deflected, and they'll have another one.
They've done a better job of increasing the intensity, upping the tempo. They're trying to make this game as competitive as possible to get that deficit down, because as you said before, you don't want to be chasing this game going into target score time. It's 2 different games by the time you get there, but common sense and logic, and I majored in math in college. 2-1 is always the lead that you want to have if you're not going to be the one in the lead. It's always a deficit that you want over 2-0.
I always suspected where the brains in this booth were. Now you've just confirmed. That's why. It's a block from Sanchez Jr.'s shot. We keep coming back to Newtown Pride. It was Newtown Pride that ended Reggae Rovers' run in the competition last year. After Reggae had looked so strong all the way through to the last 8.
Yeah, that game was end-to-end. And I really felt for Reggae Rovers because they had so many chances in regulation to win it. They were relentless, and that relentless spirit still carries on to this year.
Benitez, he worked the angle well, went and got the ball, and then brings the save from the keeper to tip it over the top. Guess what? Corner. Boca. Back in play with Sanchez.
Sanchez on the ball, out wide to the left.
Fabian with the give and go.
But if you go back to the previous play, Sanchez had a massive gap for an entry pass played. Boca are playing with 2 high and really doing a good job of being more vertical, and that's why they're getting a lot of their chances. So if you have that passing lane, you got to get it in early, because Reggae Rovers doing a better job collapsing space underneath for runners coming from deep for Boca. So it's going to be a half second, but you got to get your strikers and attacking players involved more.
Boca's corner count up to 8 now.
Wow.
A few in the second half as well. So Reggae, quick on the break, and a really important interception, Fabian, and the shot is only parried. It's still loose. Opportunity for Puentes. Somehow it didn't go in. It's out for a corner.
And what a save and commitment. And I believe that's Ricardo Thomas who's on the ground right now. Keep an eye on Thomas. When this ball goes out wide for the rebound, Thomas is going to drop back towards the goal line. And the best defenders in the world, they do such a good job of eyeing where the incoming shot's coming from and the angle of the body, the angle of where the shooter is projecting his body towards is where the ball is always going to go. And so that's worth scoring a goal even.
Everything's on the line when there's $1 million on offer. And there we go. That was $1 million kind of piece of defending from the Reggae Rovers. A tale really of a game of a goal early in each half and then progressively more possession from the team in blue. Puentes there, we mentioned, Michael, we hadn't mentioned him too much so far, but he's been one of the stars for them in the tournament. 3 in 3 coming into this one as the high ball is comfortably dealt with by Cortez in the Boca goal.
There's certain sort of strikers and types of strikers in the world. Strikers who like to peel into the channels, play as a second striker. Puentes, he's a goal poacher, and a lot of his goals, watching them in their third match yesterday, he's so clever with his movement off the backside of opposing defenders, and he's not getting the service. And I think it's down to the low block that Reggae Rovers are playing.
That's gone all the way across the face of goal. A handy ball from Alejandro Sanchez Jr., but no final touch. He's already got himself a golden fleece with Adidas for the goal against dueling for Lincoln in target score time, which we still have to come, some 7 minutes away. Look at this high ball forward. They're looking to get Javane Bryan underneath that. Talking to golden fleeces, he's got one as well. Lifetime entry to TST and TBT as well. To catch some hoops.
I'm getting a bit of FOMO when we talk about these golden fleeces because I want to come back everywhere.
Well,
every year, you know.
You've genuinely had a chance as well, you know, these last couple of days. Macias, it opened up.
Whoa.
And he finds the net. What a great strike from Brian Macias. It's his second of the tournament, and he gets Boca back in the game. Boca 1, Reggae Rovers 2.
That's the moment that Boca have been waiting for. They've been knocking at the door. Macias playing a bit of 2v1, getting Reggae Rovers to shift, and the technique that he hits this shot with, it's the quick release. Hits it with his backstanding foot right there, just lashes it across the face of goal, and then Amal Knight, there's nothing he can do about it. The ball gets off his boots so quickly, goes through traffic. Not many a goalkeeper in the world will save that.
Felt it was going to take something special to beat Amal Knight. We've just seen it from Brian Macias. And now it's a blue wave running down the right and out for a goal kick.
Momentum's starting to change, and Boca doing well. And it goes back to what I said earlier, that I've seen a theme. Teams that are having success in the knockout round of the soccer tournament are teams that keep the ball and manage the moments best in the second half. Yes, you want to be the aggressors. Yes, you want to have a fast start, but you can't sit back and defend for the rest of the game, or you're going to be exhausted by the time you get to target score time.
We're inside the last 5 minutes of regulation time. Here come Boca again. Lopez was there, cleared away. Nice little touch from Rochefort to get away. But now on the turn and finding the bottom corner. It's Valenzuela. He has been red hot for the team in blue. That's his 4th goal of TST, and it levels it up. We're all tied at 2.
Boca, they are sizzling right now, and it comes off of poor turnovers from Reggae Rovers. A big casual in possession. Both goals now have come because of errant passes and errant decision-making, but there's nothing errant about this strike. Another quick release. Rochefort being on a different telepathic wavelength, but yet again, no defenders coming to press the ball. So what does Boca do? They bang in a shot, and they're banging on the drum, banging on the doorstep of making it 3-2 now. Momentum is all in their favor.
And potentially setting up what could be around a 16 clash with La Bombonera, who are 2-0 up, as you can see in the top corner of the screen there against the 6-1-0 right now. That game continuing. Go to the TST website if you want to follow that one. Indeed, all the action from TST is online for you. TST7v7.com. As here come Reggae Rovers, a moment of respite, a chance for Howell to bring it forward, hangs it up to the back post, laid off for the arriving Wu, and he puts it over.
Oh, man, this game is heating up and really starting to open up. And Wu is shaking his head. Matthew Wu Ling, love the extra effort and the extra pass, but when that ball is there, he's leaning back yet again. A bit of composure would tell him to settle himself, maybe knock it down. You have your defender dead to rights, committing his body for a block. But those are the fine margins, Tony, that separate the teams that move on and the teams that are thinking what might have been.
Reggae have been rocked since going 2-0 up, and they've seen that lead just evaporate in front of them in this hot midday heat of North Carolina. But the heat is about to rise, the temperature about to go up, because we're heading towards target score time. Just a couple of minutes away, where the game will be decided. It will be decided by a winning goal. Benny driving through, might drop back to him. Keeper has to stretch. Cortez gets it away. Nobody upfield in blue at the moment, really. Only the isolated Fuentes.
We're seeing both teams willing to leave players and commit players up high, and
they're looking over to this far side for Rochefort.
Especially for the Rovers, as we saw Che Benny. Defending is not his gift, but in the final third, that's where he makes the money and the magic happen.
Long ball all the way through. Reggae happy to cut out what remains of midfield at the moment. Talking to the field, look how well they've held up, considering the amount of rain we had yesterday. Turf looks really good. And it's well set up. Can they take the lead? Oh, the shot is blocked. It was Rios from the left side of the box, and it needed Amal Knight to be really alert. They're back in play from the short corner via Romero. Rios, and then over the top as in came Macias, who already has one.
Boca, they are pushing the envelope quite a bit, and they're getting Reggae Rovers to commit to one side and then keeping someone available on the back side. And yes, they have the verticality, but it's the width that is causing this Reggae Rovers a lot of problem. They don't know who to get out to.
Just wonder whether they're going to lean on the experience of an MLS Cup man and veteran in O'Neill Fisher on the ball now. Scored the second goal. Good career in MLS across not just Seattle, DC United, Minnesota, LA Galaxy, as well as playing for his country. And the clock is ticking towards that 40-minute mark in regulation. Target score time almost upon us. And right now, we would be going into it with the next goal wins. Was a big block by Chavani Willis. He needed that. Thomas with the kick in from the other side of the field. The run made by Muketti. Out it goes. And with that, regulation comes to an end. And talk about how well poised this one is. Boca Dallas coming back from 2-0 down. It finishes 2-2 in regulation. Our target score then is the magic number 3. Who's going through to the round of 16? Who's going home from TST? Target score time is coming up on the other side of this break on ESPN.
The soccer tournament is presented by Adidas, the official fanwear and performance footwear partner of TST.
Target score time coming up between Boca Dallas and the Reggae Rovers after 40 minutes, which brought a stalemate. 2 goals apiece, so the target score is 3. Delighted to have you with us on ESPNU. Tony Husband, Michael Lahoud with you, enjoying the action from Cary, North Carolina, and lots more to come as well across the ESPN networks. And later today, we're back on the air 4:30 Eastern for Sneaky Fox 97 against Liga Foot 7, followed by Pat McAfee's Concaifa in action against Soccer Roof, and then the US women looking good so far up against Angel City Sevens. That's at 6:30 Eastern. A triple header of TST action coming up later today on ESPNU. We're into target score time in this encounter between Boca and Reggae Rovers. Coin toss, led by the referee Drew Klemp. Neil Fisher there. And this, the rules they'll be playing by: target score, the leading team score +1. Of course, they're level at 2-2. So therefore, this is next goal wins. And players removed every 3 minutes. So we'll start with 7v7. The numbers will incrementally drop every 3 minutes or so at referee's discretion on those 3 minutes. And we could end up with, who knows, 2v2, 1v1, 3v3, 4v4. And we've seen some crazy moments in target score time. And, you know, the lesson is, Michael, you're never out of it. But this one, though, this is true roulette soccer now.
Yeah, it's a lesson in managing moments. It's a lesson in managing your strategy. And when you think of the experience, when you think of a group that has been here before in winning situations from last year, Boca, I'd give them the edge coming in. They have more momentum, and they really have figured it out. And close.
Be alert. That actually poked wide. The referee's whistle went, I think, just before. But if that had just trickled past Amal Knight, that could have been interesting. I think the referee's whistle had just gone to signal for the free kick. So dangerous chance. Boca with the opportunity. Miguel Diaz is the man behind it. It's a 3-man wall. Remember, if he can find a way through that wall, past Amal Knight, the path keeps going for Boca into the round of 16.
He's got Escalante wide open on the right side. Pass to him. Better angle for the shot.
Let's see what he does. Oh, they go the other way, and they win it! Lopez! The former La Bombonera man may well have just set up a round of 16 clash with the champions. Boca have won this early in target score time. They've overturned a 2-0 deficit in the game to beat Reggae Rovers by 3-2, and they've done it with a smartly finished free kick. It's all Boca, all blue, and they're into the round of 16. Golden Fleece, presented by Adidas, goes to the match winner, Jose Lopez.
And full credit to Boca for their persistence, their fight, but they're buying on their strategy. This is what you get when you have players who have won big matches before. Lopez has a better angle to take it, and Reggae Rovers, they take the bait. Amal Knight, who was outstanding throughout this match, he couldn't get the fingertips, but Boca, they will be marching on to the next round, and congrats to them because they had the resilience and the belief to get it done.
Well, barely a minute into target score time. They didn't waste any time. Boca finished the game strongly. And now, well, who knows? 6-1-0, a 2-0 down at the moment against La Bombonera. Could be a big clash in the round of 16 coming.
You just know they're destined to meet. They're destined to meet. And you think it's still happening because there's target score time in La Bombonera in the 6-1-0. And shout out to the 6-1-0. Played my time in Pennsylvania, so those guys, they got that steel industry mentality. But that would be a matchup made in prime time. Can't wait to see that one, should it get to that.
So, Boca and Marco Fabian progress. They've come from behind. Real drama. Having been 2-0 down, they leveled it up at 2, and then in target score time, They managed to get the all-important goal. A 3-2 win for them. They're through to the round of 16. For Michael LaHoo, this is Tony Husband saying we'll see you later on ESPNU from TST.